Hi, this is Alan from Max Foundry here to demonstrate how to set up Media Library Folders Pro S3 and your S3 bucket. I've just activated the plugin. In order to run Media Libraries Folders Pro for S3, you need both the Pro version and the S3 version of the plugin running at the same time. Now that we've activated it, let's go over to our submenu, and we can see in addition to the regular settings, there's a S3 and spaces setting menu item. So we'll go there. It's telling us it doesn't have any access keys yet, and we have to go and configure our bucket, and then we'll be able to activate and save our license key. And we have here on this link, you can click to see the quick start guide for setting up your bucket. So the first thing that you're asked to do is to make sure you have a backup of your files, especially your upload folder and your database, in case you need to restore it. And so to configure a bucket, we're coming down here to 3A for those who are using AWS, that you need to log into your AWS console, go to IAM. Here we're going to create a new user. Add user. We'll call this user demo3. And we need to give that user program programmatic access. Next we click permissions. Here we want to use attach existing policies directly. When we click here, we're going to need, it's going to show us all the policies. Here we're going to need to create a new policy, and that opens up a new tab. And it has a visual editor and a JSON tab. Let's click the JSON tab and go back to our settings quick start guide. And here we have some JSON code that defines the policy that we want. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to highlight this from the first to the last bracket and copy it. Go back over to the JSON tab here. Remove these 4 lines, and in place put our JSON from the quick start guide. Now that's pasted in, let's click review policy. Now it wants to have a name. The name cannot contain any spaces. Let's call it give it a name, and here you can put the policy description. And at the bottom, we click create policy. Okay, the policy has been created. We don't need this tab anymore. Just remember the name that you created. Over here, we will want to click the refresh button. Now we want to filter the policies to find the one we just created. And there it is, so we'll select it. And that's all we have to do. So well, let's see, we want to attach this. So I guess it will be attached when we click review, and then we go on to the tag. So we hit review. All right, so it's got the policy here, and we're ready to create the user. So we click create user. And there the user has been created. So then we have our access key, and we can click here to see our secret access key. We want to take these 2 keys and put them into the wp-config.php file as explained here in the quick start guide that we have defined with this define name, and this is where the access key goes, and then this one with the secret access key. We supply those 2 keys there and put these 2 lines in the wp-config .php file and save it. So let's do that. User is created. And if we go back over here, now that we've created the added the keys to the wp config.php file, we refresh the page, and you see that the warning is gone now. So let's continue. That we have to go to services in AWS to S3. And we want to create a new bucket. And we select the region as the US East. We don't need any of the versioning or access logging. We can uncheck the management public access items and the manage public bucket policies. And then we can create the bucket. So there, now we can go into this bucket. We don't need the properties, but under permissions, under access control list, we come down to public access where it says everyone. Click this and this box comes out. So we want to select only the first one here, list objects, and hit save. And so now it says there's public access to this bucket. And let's see, we want to also create a folder in the new bucket, wp-content, and save. Now then we can go over to our settings again, and we can activate the license. All right, so now we can, on the settings page, we can select our bucket and region. And this is a warning reminding you to make sure you have a backup. So here's our bucket, we'll select it. And we're okay with this region. And so we can save the bucket selection. Okay, so you can see now that the bucket is up here. Okay, so next then, we want to use files on the cloud server. And we want to copy the media library there. And so copy everything, including any folders that are hidden, but I can go up there afterwards and manually delete them from the bucket. So this copy will take 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe longer if you have more files. And then when it's done, it's going to start a process of querying the bucket for each file location and saving that to the database. So that will be a two-part process. If that process should fail, you can always do it again by clicking the update file locations, but we're going to be able to update file locations automatically after the copy. So we will launch this now, and you can see down here it is telling us it has started the uploading the files to S3. So now we wait till a while, and then we'll see the uploading location start. Now the file locations are being updated. Now the updating is done. So now if we go to Media Library Folders Pro and we view some of our images, these images are now coming from the S3 bucket. And then when I insert them, they'll be into a poster page. They'll be inserting links that come from the post from the S3 bucket. So this concludes this demonstration of how to set up the Media Libraries Folders Pro S3 and the S3 bucket. Thank you for watching.